Welcome back to the Trenchless Table. We have been here at Obicon 2025. Today we have Summit Infrastructure here with us at the table. So starting at my left, I've got Cole Andrews with Advanced Rehabilitation, Cody Reynolds with Summit Infrastructure, and Cody VanderWettering. Did I say that right?
Cody VanderWettering.
VanderWettering.
Close.
Put a little more
Close
slurry
enough.
in there. I got to put a little more Wisconsin in there, huh? So you guys just started with us. So some infrastructure was an idea to concept to the table in a short amount of time. And so if you would, one of you, just pick up and tell us how you got here and a short condensed story of the startup of Summit Infrastructure, because you guys are what, 12 months old now?
14.
A little more.
Yeah, 14. Yeah. So we kind of jumped off real fast. So between meeting with you and we kind of gave it our all, ordered a truck all at once. So I feel like that time frame from jumping off with Summit was it November of 23, and getting into that, kind of first truck arrived April 24. So we've had a pretty successful first year, we'd say. But yeah, it was kind of a fast approach. I mean, we kind of went all in. So.
Yeah, you guys did. It's been kind of wild. And so no fallback plan, just threw the parachutes off and jumped out of the plane head first. I mean,
we did. And
yeah,
it's a journey. I mean, just from the start. And we've got history. We were coworkers for 10 years. So we know each other. And, after we started with you with our previous employer, we met you and we kind of both had the idea at the same time. We're like, we like this. Mm-hmm. We want to kind of explore it. So the timing was right. And we both kind of went off on our own, bought a small shop, and the rest is history. Just kind of putting everything together and getting the truck and moving forward. So it's been great. It's exciting. Mm-hmm. And we're looking forward to moving on.
Absolutely. One thing we've been talking a lot about here is just skilled trades in general and how you got here. So kind of question for both of you to launch from is 30,000 foot view. How did you get from high school to where you are today, owning your own businesses, being entrepreneurs, and just getting after it?
I would say the grind. You're working your way up. I mean, just putting that extra effort in. I went from high school to college and then kind of went back and just started doing some traveling jobs and stuff like that. And the grind, that putting the extra effort in kind of just took you to the next step. And I've always had the dream of owning my own, but obviously it's a huge plunge, jumping off, right, and making that happen. So having a partner and stuff like that, but the grind, just putting that extra effort in every day and make it take you places.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and similar for me, I, went to high school, came out, went right into the trades. Mm-hmm. So spent time as an apprentice in the union, kind of traveled around the country a little bit, doing some different stuff, and started my first company in my early 20s, and was comfortable with that. Starting young, you kind of learn that you do have to grind, like, BW says. Mm-hmm. It's just going and getting it. And did that for a long time. He and I met up in, a job that we were kind of both doing at the same time, and had the idea and went from there. So my history of having a company and kind of knowing what's going on there, I think helped propel us a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cody's history as kind of managing from a higher level helped us too. So we kind of came together yin and yang, two Codys.
Yeah.
from a couple of different angles, and so far it's been working great.
That's really interesting. So 2 different treks. Mm-hmm. So you went right to the force, figured it out, and got in entrepreneurism, and you went to college, and I think Cole's burning over here.
Yeah, why? It was, and I asked this, we've done a few of these in a row here with all different OPIC installers, and oftentimes guys I went straight to college, or they just completely bypass it. So in Cody Reynolds, growing up, and you're through high school, and you say, I went immediately to the trades. Why?
Yeah.
My story gets a little complicated. Truthfully, when I was a young kid, I was a teenager, I was in trouble. Yeah. I was I was up to hijinks, mm-hmm. and it kind of worked out. I wasn't just out of line to go to college. And when I turned 18, it was a little bit of a sink or swim situation. It was get your stuff together and figure it out, or go the other way and see what happens. So, when I say I got in the union, there was a program when I was a teenager that I got involved with because I was in trouble. I was able to, kind of maximize the options I was given. So that's when I went out to California at the time. I spent 5 years out there kind of learning the trade, nuts and bolts. Started as, a kid not knowing much, 140 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
and worked my way up through that. And by the time, my California reign ended, I was a foreman and kind of running crews already. So from there, I moved the other side of the country in Massachusetts and kind of started that union game for a little bit out there, transferred okay, and got laid off. And then I was like, I need to work. I got to do something right now. I need to make money. And had the idea, I'm going to do it myself. If nobody's going to be there for me to, have a job or have an opportunity, I'm going to make my own. And that's really when that started. And I remember I bought a book. It was How to Start a Construction Company.
Nice.
Now, we're talking 2002. So
Yeah.
didn't have a ton of internet. So I bought a book and
Yeah, to go to a bookstore. You actually walk into the mall and go to the bookstore.
I'm that old, if you can't tell. I'm that old. But yeah, I bought that book and I kind of followed it to a T.
Yeah.
And basically what it said was, there's a couple things you have to do. Pay taxes and, get any licensure that you need to operate, get insurance.
Yeah.
Other than that, do what you have to do to build your company. And that's what's nice about us right now. We got a young company, we're a year in, we're doing everything that we have to do, but when you're young like that, it gives you that mobility. If you're working hard, you're working day and night, and you have to wear a lot of hats, but you have a certain freedom to just do what you have to do to find success. And it's nice being there. Like I said, our history with our previous company was getting a little bit more to that corporate size. And it wasn't too comfortable for either of us. So when it got to a point where like, should we start this company? Yeah. It's that excitement that you don't know if you'll survive or not.
Right. Yeah.
But all I do know from my history and Cody from his, if you work hard, if you put the hours in and, think about it, you can find success. And so far we're feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah. I mean, you guys just took all the chips and put them on Black 17.
Yeah.
We did. It was a fairly easy decision to make just because of what we saw from you and what we saw from Obic at the time. Yeah. So we kind of had that inside scoop to say, this company is doing it right. And it was a, solution, I call it, that made sense to us. Just we're there to help municipalities. We're there to problem solve, save people money. It's all the things that I love.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to say, I want to be involved.
And that's awesome.
And I would say we were one of the few companies within Obic to kind of jump in just on the manhole side
100%.
and don't add it as an additional measure.
Everything else, everybody else did it as a bolt-on.
Yeah.
Kind of us included. And so you guys, that's what I said, all in Black 17.
Yeah, absolutely.
You didn't have a fallback. This is your plan.
This is the plan.
It's almost better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it makes us work 100%. If you got something else on the side or something that's going to kind of take your focus away, you might not make it when you're that young because you do have to be active all the time.
Yeah.
And
I could spend days on this conversation. And one follow-up I've got for you, and then I want to hear about the college track where you're at. How in the world do you go from California to Massachusetts to Wisconsin?
Covering bases.
the easy way to answer that question is there was a girl involved.
Okay. Say less.
Yeah, it happens. Then thing I can say about that was a success too. We celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary last year. So, it was worth the trip.
Awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. And so it's kind of like landing back in Bryan, Ohio. I never left, but if somebody landed back here, there's got to be a reason. So Cody, tell me, same thing, but you went to college.
Yeah.
And then you landed in the trades.
I did. Yeah.
What's that journey look like?
Yeah, so I went to college. Business major originally. Was coaching, played football in college, but just was really into it.
Does everybody at this table play football at college?
Well, why not, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, I graduated in 2010, and we're coming still out of the 2008 timeframe. So I feel like jobs weren't as readily available as what the economy is now, right? So found, at the time I was kind of like, I graduated college, but now what? I got a degree. Now it's real life, right? And so had the opportunity to find a traveling job. That's actually the previous employer where Cody and I met, and was there 10 plus years. So took that journey and worked my way up. I was the lowest man on a totem pole, but with the hard work, like I said before, I moved up to, field super, project manager, DOT guy, auditor, and then became, 2016, they offered me to become a general manager of one of the companies. So then learned the whole other side of it, the business side, financial piece of what it takes to run a business. And then it kind of grew into more corporate stuff, right? So I've seen it from very small company of 15 people all the way up to 100 people, and anything and everything in between of what it takes to operate that.
Wow.
So fast track, but 12 years or so. But seen it from, like I said, a small company, but took in every experience I could in that time frame. So
then today, Summit, we're looking at Wisconsin, Minnesota, right, as territories.
Yep.
Serving municipalities. What's your team look like right now? What does 2025 look like from two owners with the world at their fingertips?
The word that comes to mind is growth right now for us.
Let's go.
And, yeah. And, one of the first things that Cody and I did was we put together a 5-year plan.
Awesome.
And, did projections and financials and everything else. After our first year was over, we took a look and we said, we hit it. We hit our first year. So let's continue following this plan and see where we end up. So growth is just kind of our motivation right now. Our first year, our first crew, we did a lot and had a lot of experiences we made, and a lot of experiences, let's say, that were made for us, that we didn't have in our control. And I think it helps going through that stuff, especially young, so we can say, let's ditch this and go this way, or let's ditch that and go this other way. But, get another truck on the road. Yeah. I think that's really our goal, whatever we have to do to get to that point. And I think we just keep that mindset right now, we can, continue being successful.
Yeah. And there's a ton of motivation behind that. There's a ton of extra hours we're even putting in now because of that, trying to get more people hired and trying to get that next set of people for that second truck. People that look forward to, we're adding our 7th truck, 6th truck, stuff like that. But truck 1 to truck 2 and crews like that, that's hard on that growth because you don't have the ability to overload 1 or 3 trucks and in the meantime of adding that, to get to that next level of adding another truck.
You guys are definitely in the grinder right now, and you guys are kind of the epitome of the American dream. You're swinging for the fence and you're making it happen. So first year, you guys should be really, really proud of yourselves. And from an outsider to watch you guys do what you've done, it's exciting. And I just want to tell you guys, fantastic job for year one. It is hard to start a business and do what you've done, and you're betting on the horse, and you're the horse, and you've got to make it happen every day. So that's a success story in itself, that you guys are moving so fast. So congratulations to that success.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Cole, anything to follow up on?
No, I think at the very least, it's been fun. It's fun we're all like in some way, shape, or form, to be in this industry, to do similar things in our day-to-day. We're all enough alike so that when we gather, 1, networking does happen, but 2, natural friendships just kind of occur. Mm-hmm. And it makes some of this even more worth it. Obviously, we're all providing for families and dreams and things like that. But when you know and you come to like and come to love the people that you're working around and with, there's a lot of purpose to be had there. And so I really appreciate you guys coming in for year number 2 of Obicon on Summit Infrastructure. And Dustin, thanks again for hosting this and having the dream, the vision of hosting a whole lot of people for a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been good. Thanks for joining us at the table today, guys. we look forward to future success and seeing you guys just bloom like crazy. So thanks for being part of the OBIC family and joining us this week at OBICon.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks.